Hello children. So once again I am here to continue with the next part of the conventional symbols, right? Now in this we have to study about the different, first of all the symbols which are there in front of you. We have to study about the different type of sand dunes. Okay, there are basically three type of sand features we have to study in this topo sheet. One is the flat sand. That means when the dots which are there on the topo sheet, these dots are spread over in the entire part equally almost, right? That is called a flat sand. Again I am repeating, when the dots means by brown color, the dots are shown over the topo sheet, and that shows a sandy area. Now if the sand particles are spread over in the entire area equally almost, right, almost equally, so that is called as, what is the feature of the sand particles? That is flat sand, it is called, right? Number two is when it is having this type of shape, that means somewhat longitudinal shape. Okay, I'll show you the pictures also after this. So this is called permanent sand dunes. These are actually moving very less, or you can say it's not moving at all, just like longitudinal dunes we have done earlier, right? So these are permanent sand dunes. And next one is the shifting sand dunes. What are these shifting sand dunes? You can just think of the barkans, right? When these sand dunes keep moving, suppose at present it's here near us, suppose anywhere in the desert area. In the morning if you wake up, you will find it is somewhere else. Again after some time it has been deposited somewhere else. So these sand dunes are actually, they keep on shifting, they keep on moving, right? That's why this type of shape is called as shifting sand dunes. Okay, now let's see the pictures of all these. You can see a vast desert area in this picture, right? A little bit higher parts are there, right? Almost the entire part is covered with the sand particles, right? And almost the level is same, not exactly, we can say, we can see it very clearly. Little bit of ups and downs are there, but not very high sand dunes are seen. Okay, so this is actually called as a feature called flat sand. This is called flat sand. Now the next one is, suppose this is again an example of it. Then this one is permanent sand dunes. These sand dunes rarely move, okay, or you can say they remain there only as it is. And for that, for these permanent sand dunes, these are the symbols. In longitudinal shape, you'll find the dots are very close to each other, right? Sorry. So in maximum part of it, you will find the sand particles are very close to each other and they are forming almost a longitudinal shape. So these are actually representing this. That means the permanent sand dunes. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Sometimes in sand dunes, amongst the in between the sand dunes, you will find at several places where it is possible people also do the agriculture, right? This is one of the examples of it. Then come to the next one. Again, a little bit of agricultural land. Then this is called the shifting sand dunes, right? This is somewhat, if you remember that in 9th class you all have studied, that is the two type of sand dunes are there, longitudinal and barkans, right? These are the barkan sand dunes. Okay, they keep on shifting from one place to the other, right? One more thing is there, children. DEP. Generally in the topo sheets, wherever the sandy area is there, you will find at several places DEP is written. DEP. This thing. It means depression area. Okay. How the depression area, suppose in between the sand dunes, you can see this picture. It will be very clear to you all. Right. These low-lying areas in between over all these sand dunes, these low-lying areas are called as the depressions. Right. Suppose in the depression, if it is mentioned 2R, what does that mean? It indicates that the depression has got a relative depth of 2 meter. Okay, So in this manner you will get several such examples in the topo sheet, right? Now the next one, this is actually one a part of the topo sheet where you can see the shifting sand dunes. Shifting sand dunes, if you can easily compare the shifting sand dunes with the longitudinal sand dunes, you will find very close these dots are there, but these are not having any longitudinal shape, right? These are just clustered at one place. Okay, so these are called as shifting sand dunes. Okay, now come to the next one. Now we have to study about the various boundaries. Again, a very important part of the topographical sheets or any of the maps, but especially leaving international and state boundaries, right? The other boundaries which are shown here, these are very, very important in the topo sheets, right? Now let's start with it. First of all, boundaries, when these are shown, children, these are shown with the help of in this way, one line and then dot, again line, then dot, line, then dot, right? So this is called a boundary of what type? This is international boundary, because you can see the thickness of it, right? Thickness of the line and dot is more than the thickness of the state boundary. This is the state boundary. Okay, the next one is the state boundary. The only difference is that the thickness is less than the international boundary, okay, in this case. But in this case, one more thing you should understand, children. The first one, which is colored like this, it is a demarcated boundary, right? That means it is very clear now that this is the boundary of the state. It is demarcated, and where a small in between the lines, where small crosses are there, it shows an undemarcated boundary, right? Of what type of boundary? This is state boundary, undemarcated. Okay, next is the district boundary. Again, the district boundary can be seen by a simple dash, 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 but the dash or the broken line which are shown, these lines are very thin as compared to international and state boundaries. Okay, then this is actually, you can say it is tehsil or taluk boundary, right? And then next one is the forest boundary. Clear? Then one more thing is there, children, boundary pillars. At several places in between the two countries, right, in the international boundaries, you will find several places the pillars are constructed, okay, showing the limit of any country, that is the boundary of any country. So when these pillars are surveyed pillars, then these blocks which are shown here, these are filled with black color. And if it is not you can say properly surveyed, right, so that is called as unlocated, and it is shown by this symbol, that is one block is there, one square is there, but it is not filled. You can see the difference. Okay, so that's all with the boundaries. Okay, now come to the forest boundary. Again, forest boundary is something very important for you. Now what is forest boundary here? You can see green line where I am showing you the cursor here, the green line, and the dots are there, black dots are there, showing the forested area is till this level. That means till this is the limit of the forested area, or you can say the boundary of the forested area. Okay, which forested area? Reserved forest. This is, you can see it's written over here, reserved forest, right? The symbol for it is, in short, it is written RF in capitals, and when it is shown in this manner, always the boundary is shown, right, till a reserved forest is present, right? So this is the boundary of reserved forest, and it is shown with the help of this symbol. You can see, right, one green line, and in between small dots are there, black dots are there. Okay, now this is the state boundary. State boundary demarcated. If you remember, I told you two type of state boundaries are there. One is demarcated, the other is undemarcated, right? So this is the first one. Now this is the next thing which you have to see. This is the international boundary. These are the demarcated boundaries between the two states, right? Two states. That means on one side here you can see, on one side it is Maharashtra, and as you cross this line, that means the gate which is formed here, you will enter in the Gujarat state, right? So the boundary in between the two states is actually demarcated in this manner. Clear? Now come to the undemarcated boundaries. It is without fencing. There is no fencing is done, or in this way you can see one very good example, right? Over one station is there, railway station is there, and you will find there is one line, you know, it is very peculiar thing. There's one line which is separating. One side of it is lying in the Gujarat state, and the other side of it lies in Maharashtra state. Okay, so this is actually one of the railway stations where you can see the boundary, state boundary is there. Now, why it is called undemarcated? Because there is no fencing done over here. Okay, one simple line is there, so this is called undemarcated. Clear? Now come to the rest of the symbols what we get in the topo sheets. Okay, now earlier these symbols, children, except the graves, okay, except the graves, rest all these symbols were shown by red color. Okay, earlier in the topo sheets, again I am repeating, all these symbols were shown by red color, whether it was temple, chhatri, church, mosque, all these were shown by red color, but the graves were shown by black color. But now in this topo sheet which we have got recently, in this topo sheet you all these symbols are shown by black color only. So you will find all these symbols in the same color, that is black color. Okay, you can see the difference. This is temple. Okay, temple, suppose at the top it is made to put one flag over there, right, many times. So this is temple. This is chhatri. Okay, this is church. Next one is mosque, right? This is Eidgah, where the people get collected during certain occasions, right, festivals and all. This is tomb, and these are the symbols for the graves. Okay, now come to the actual thing. What is it on the land? This is actually a mosque. Okay, this is the symbol of a mosque, and when you see in the topo sheet, this is the symbol of a mosque which you can see here, right? So this is first example. Then come to the next one. This is a church, right? What is the symbol of it? This one is the symbol for the church. Okay, this is of the Christians. Then come to the next one, Eidgah, a vast big area which is surrounded by you can say wall is there surrounding it. So this is called Eidgah. Now this is a place where the Muslims gather and they do the prayer. Okay, then come to the next one. These are the graves, and these are shown by which symbol? This one, right? Now these are again the graves. These are shown by this way, and this is chhatri, right, a structure built on the house of some Rajput noblemen, right? It used to be there earlier. These days also you can find it a few places, right? Now come to the next one. Again, a few important symbols are there. Children, you have to be very careful when you will go through these symbols, right? Especially these, you can say hospitals, veterinary hospital, dispensary, post office, police station. These are very, very important symbols for you, right? And these are commonly seen in different settlement areas. Okay, now the first symbol which you can find here is the rest house. Okay, or you can say the inspection bungalow, right? Rest house. It is of government only. For the higher officials who come to visit that area, they actually stay there, right, for a few days. The next one is circuit house. Circuit house was actually, it was used earlier during the British period for collection of tax. Okay, but these days it is also considered almost like the rest house of government. Okay, next is the hospitals. This is very, very important. Hospitals for people, right, human beings. It is by red color. Keep this in mind. This is very, very important. Again, a difference is there. When it is red color, it is of people, that is, you can say the human beings, right? And when it is blue colored, it is always veterinary hospital. that is for the animals. Okay, and whenever it is the hospital for human beings, that is red colored. Along with this, it may happen that you will find it is written Ayurvedic hospital, right? Ayurvedic below this symbol. So when it is written Ayurvedic, that means it's very clear that the hospital is of what type? Ayurvedic hospital. Okay, clear? So this is how you can easily differentiate between the two, right? Next one is the dispensary. Dispensary or a primary health center, right? This is actually a dispensary, or you can say primary health center. In the cities, in towns and all, you will find it is a hospital, government hospital, where the basic you can say amenities, basic things are provided for. Suppose the medical aid is provided there, right? Next is the post office. If you have seen ever the post box, in reality it is the same symbol almost for the post office. Okay, this is the symbol of post office. Then next one is the police station. You can see one block is there, one square is there, and it is half colored by red and the half color is blue. This is the symbol of police station. Okay, now this is a circuit house. Then next is the police station, right? These are just a few examples I am giving you, right? This is a police chowki. Okay, what is police chowki? You will find all these, written over there in the topo sheet. You can see side by side the part of topo sheet which is given here. On the left top corner you can see police chowki. Now what is police chowki? It is a, you can say, a police outpost, right? And it is under a police station. Now next one is the hospital. Just now if you remember, I have told you this is the symbol for the hospital for the people, right? So this one is the example. And one more I told you, sometimes it may happen that along with this symbol it is mentioned Ayurvedic. Now how will be this shown in the topo sheet? You can see it very clearly here, right? One such symbol is there, and in bracket it is written Ayurvedic. That means the hospital is of what type? It is of Ayurvedic type. Okay, and the other side one blue colored symbol is also there. This is a veterinary hospital, right? This is the veterinary hospital. Now come to the next one, dispensary, primary health center. It's a small hospital, you can say, right? And it is providing the medical aid for the people. And this is dispensary. Basic service which is provided here is to provide the medicines. Okay, next is the post office. You can see, I was telling you just now, have you seen the post box? You can see one post box is shown in this picture. Post box. If you remember the shape of post box, you will be able to easily identify the post office symbol, right? This is the symbol which is shown for the post office. Clear? So these are the things, right? Reserved forest, it is shown by RF symbol. Then another alphabetical symbol is PF, that shows protected forest, right? Whenever, yes, one more thing, whenever any place has got a tourist importance, suppose for tourism it is very important, so it is a tourist spot, you can say, so that place you will find is marked by this type of star, okay, blue colored star, and it means that the place has got a very important place for the tourism, right? Next is the circuit house, police chowki, I told you just now, police chowki, as it is, the word in words it is written, right? Next is the telegraph office, then a raised metal road, black dots showing the sediments, right? Black dots in the river show the sediment deposition. Clear? Blue line is the water channel flowing through a seasonal river, right? And then white patches in a river, these are called the riverine islands. Okay, these are riverine islands, right? One more thing I want to tell you, children, that is the causeway. Okay, causeway in this symbol you can see, and I think it's not so clear for you, so I'm showing you the next picture also. Causeway is basically, it is a raised metal road, right, which is formed, which is constructed over a stream, generally a seasonal stream. Okay, so let me show you if I get that picture. In this you can see here very clearly again the various boundaries are shown. Okay, you can easily identify all these. This is one of the best examples of riverine island. Can you see this, children? This is the example of riverine island which you can see in this picture, right, in this symbol. This is the symbol in the topo sheet, right? Then next is the river dry with water channel, and island and rocks are there. It is this one which is shown with the help of this type of symbol, right? Okay, now come to the next one. Next is water channel which is flowing through a seasonal stream. Now this water channel is, you can say, this is one of the examples of it. Throughout the year it flows through this part. Okay, another example you can see here in this case, a river course, right? This is a river bed, and through this, if you can see here, water is visible only in a limited part, and it is flowing, right? It is flowing through a very narrow channel, and this is only called as a perennial water channel. Okay, children, now come to the next one. This I told you just now in the earlier part. This is the symbol of a tourist spot or tourist center, right? Another symbol is there, just like picture of you can say a small symbol of an aeroplane, right, surrounded by a red circle. Clear? This is actually the symbol of an aerodrome, or you can say airport, right? This is the symbol of airport. And when it is helipad, you will find the symbol of helicopter. In between that red circle you will find the symbol is of helicopter. Okay, can you see the difference? Aerodrome is generally used, the term is used for the airports. Helipad is that place where the helicopters land and they take off. Okay, clear now? Now one more thing is there, children, I want to tell you here. In capitals you will find capital letters. This type of thing is written over several places. FC, XY, right, AB, DH, in this manner. Now what is it? Let me tell you. It indicates an area, a total area of 100 into 100, or you can say the 100 square kilometer area of the topo sheet, right? 100 square kilometer area is shown in the topo sheet by any alphabetical name, and this shows that 100 square kilometer area has got this name, alphabetical name of it. Okay, clear? And this is one camping ground. This is how it is shown, right? This is the camping ground. You can see the thing, what is it, right? Now come to the next one. These are okay, one more important thing is there you need to know here, that is the rocky knob, right? This is again one term which is there in the topo sheets. Now you can see here in almost the center of this part of the topo sheet, rocky knob, KNOB, right? Rocky knob. Now what is this rocky knob? Let me show you the picture, then you will understand, right? This is called a rocky knob, right? A protruding part of the rock. Okay, generally over any valley and all, you will find this is called as a rocky knob. Clear? So this is another example of it. Now I think it is clear to you all. Okay, so this is called rocky knob. In the southern region you will find a number of such examples, right? And if you feel this is useful for you and for your friends, you can easily share this with your friends, right? You can subscribe it, you can like it, and you can share with your friends. Okay, children?